I don't know about you, but I love tiny things. Today we're going to paint on these super cute, tiny 3-inch canvases. This first project is probably the simplest of the three. It is an idea that I've had for a while, but I've never really wanted to do it on a larger canvas. It's a desert scene, and I get to play with simple, curvy, solid shapes and lines, something I really don't do on a daily basis. It was a lot of fun. If you are one of those artists who struggles with an overabundance of ideas, working on these tiny canvases is great for that because you get to give them a try without committing too much time or effort. You could choose any type of paint and any color you want for this kind of project. The longer I painted this, the more I realized my paints were a bit translucent, so I had to do a lot of layers. You can see the canvas underneath it here. But that was okay. It was very meditative and relaxing. And the more I layered my paint, the more confident my brush strokes became, which is really great practice for any type of artist. I think if I tried this kind of painting again, this subject matter and these curvy lines and these simple shapes, I might try brighter colors, but I'm really glad I gave these a try because I'm always so scared to try muted, warm tones. What about you? What are your favorite kind of colors? Bright and happy? Subdued and soft? Let me know in the comments below. You could definitely stop right here if you wish, or you can take this a step further, and I decided to paint a dark green silhouetted cactus in the middle of the canvas. Cactuses were the first thing I think I enjoyed drawing when I became an artist. And I love how you can branch off at any part of the plant. And they're these big oval blobs that are just a joy to paint. And here we are, a cactus silhouette in front of a desert sunset. For this next project, I am taking a subject matter, landscapes, something I'm working on, trying to get better at, and I decided to experiment a bit with some unique colors. You'll see as we get further along that this winds up not looking quite the way it does in the beginning. And that's one of those happy accidents that I love, where I didn't give up and kept working at it and turned something that wasn't working out into something I really liked. The stages of painting are funny because a lot of times I will start painting and love what's happening, and I'll keep working and working, and it'll all just be happy and fun and relaxing. And then I'll reach a moment where I just start getting upset. And I'm hoping that this is the norm with a lot of painters, and that they all have just learned to work through it the way I have, because the rough patches are the patches that you need to get through, that really separate you from a person who gives up with the person who perseveres. And I think that's one of the aspects of a great artist, is that you push through those bad moments. And it's really something to be proud of. Clouds are probably one of my favorite things to paint. I think they're less intimidating than a lot of other subjects because you can start really light with a blob of transparent white and just keep layering and pushing around the paint and making it as fluffy as possible. And I don't think they need to be perfect. And I do struggle with perfection. And it's annoying, and I work at it all the time. And clouds just feel like they give me permission to be imperfect. And that's why I love them so much. And here it is, my purpley pink mountain landscape that turned out very different than I planned. And I'm really glad I didn't give up. This last tiny canvas painting is inspired by one of my illustrations. I illustrate greeting cards and create designs for fabric and products, and I really wanted to see one of my wintry illustrations come to life in paint. Now that I've done this painting once, I can tell you that this background would have been easier if I had painted the entire canvas rather than both sides. If I had painted the background first and drawn the illustration over the top, I could have done the background in half the time. Gradients can be tricky because acrylic paint dries so fast, But I almost am glad that I did it this way because it gave me a chance to practice blending the teal into the white paint. It is the holiday season as I'm recording this, so this one was especially fun to paint, and I love the way it turned out, and it's going to go in one of my son's stockings for Christmas. This little guy took a bit longer than expected. I had drawn him before and I thought, oh, I could just whip him up in a few minutes, but I went crazy with the details. So if you want to do something similar but don't want to take as much time, you could leave out the stripes or make things solid colors, leave out the little tiny little details, although they're fun and they're great practice. In case you're wondering what brush I'm using here, it's this very thin Zem 10/0 golden Taklong long liner. Any rigger brush will do. They're great for long, thin lines and things like rosy cheeks and tiny eyes. Here I'm just fluffing out the bear's fur. It's definitely not necessary, but I was having so much fun with this painting, I just went for it. And I decided here to make it a bit darker up in the sky because later I'm going to add lots of sweet little snowflakes. And here we are, the 3 tiny canvas paintings we did today. I had so much fun painting with you, and I hope this inspires you to give something new a try, maybe a tiny canvas if you're up for it, and experiment and work through the hard times and just have fun. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.